All right, guys, on our trend of ATCs and ATVs, I've got a special one today. Probably the first four-wheeler I've actually brought onto the channel, and probably going to be one of the most important ones that I will ever bring onto the channel, other than my other one over in the showroom that you guys saw in the last videos. If you haven't, you can go back and look. But before I forget, Christian reminded me, link is in the description on merch. So I also did not plan real well today for a 50-degree day in Virginia that changed. So I'm wearing one of our merchandise hoodies, and we do have merchandise for sale. And we're currently still losing money on our merchandise because the website is not updated because our t-shirt designs have not come through yet and not been printed. So we're going to take the time to update the new images and the new styles when they come. But for now, until probably the end of the month, you can still buy merchandise cheaper than we buy it for. So once again, losing a few dollars. But love you guys repping and supporting us. Got the mud bog this weekend, a lot of other stuff. So if you guys want to come out and have some of the merch on, you can probably get it in time. You can pick up in-house, or we can get it shipped to you. So merchandise orders online. There's our commercial. You happy now, Christian? Yeah. Okay, good. All right, at least I made my guy happy here. He's actually wearing a davisautosales shirt too. AJ's not today. I don't understand. But anyway, the guy riding by is wearing one too. Hey, it's a small world. Anyway, 1985 quad runner Suzuki 185. Across the street, the one I have, and we should have done this over there, but I got a few things I want to do to this, including put a tube in one tire. But I'll tell you a little backstory on this, and I'm going to tell you a little backstory in life. So if you guys want a little bit of a life lesson, if you're younger, pay attention. If you're older, you probably don't care. But this was the second style that I ever had. There was much cooler four-wheelers back then. There was no Facebook, and there was no Craigslist. There was no nothing other than the newspaper and the Trading Post. Trading Post, if I remember right, came out on Tuesdays. I always stopped and got one on my lunch break and checked it out. And I found one of these. I had the 125, but at that time I had kind of passed it down to my little brother. I was driving. Cool guy had a little bit of money. I said, okay, I want to buy my own four-wheeler. One of these popped up. I already knew they were great, and it had front suspension. My other one doesn't. This actually has front shocks under there. So I took my $500 or $600 and I went and bought it. And I was proud to have my own truck and my own four-wheeler at that point. And I rode a lot, and you weren't supposed to jump these things. And I cannot for the life of me believe I don't have a picture. I know I do somewhere, but of us jumping, riding wheelies. These things were incredible. And they're built so much better than anything today. This thing still fires up and runs like a top. It's crazy. We got to do a couple little things. Like I said, put tubes in the tires. These are original 1985 tires. That's 40 years old, guys. The one I have over there, we have owned for 40 years. This one came from California. And the man in California had it for its whole life until the guy got it from. It left California in 1989. This is like an inspection sticker. It had the 85, the 87, then 89. I'm gonna leave that. That's pretty cool. This thing is completely seats original, plastics original. The first thing I did to all the ones I ever had, you gotta take these old grandpa flaps off, throw them away. It looks much cooler with the tire hanging out. Guess what? When you hit mud, that mud's all up your butt crack. But that's the first thing that got thrown away. They're still here. Even in the front, they're still there. Now you can see, you got somebody doubling with you, they rub the tire. Original Suzuki. I mean, some of this stuff might mean nothing to you guys, but just like the truck sitting behind it, that's completely original, down to everything on its original, that is so hard to find. I'll say it again, they're only original one time, period. There's only once. The brush bar, it's all, even these little things here, they dry rot and they fall off. This thing's been indoor kept. It's 40 years old. It's got 2,400 miles, so I don't know if you call that low miles or high miles. And another cool thing, this was a reverse four-wheeler, which was kind of new era for the time. You pulled this lever up and you went to reverse. It literally manually changed the transmission direction. It had a little plunger. If you guys have a gas lawnmower, a lot of you guys probably have electric crap now, but if you have a gas lawnmower, you had the little plunger where you prime the gas. That's kind of came back because it went away. This has a plunger right under here. You pull the plunger out and you prime the fuel. I remember that like it was yesterday, and then nothing ever had it afterwards. I didn't have another four-wheeler out of hundreds of different items, four-wheelers and everything. It went away, and then it came back all of a sudden. Not new technology. There it is. Super old. Got your little brake lever. It's just, I don't even know what to say. But here's the part that makes it special to me. Well, let me tell you how I found it. So I've been searching for one of these. I bought every kind of Honda you can imagine, Yamaha, Kawasaki. Suzuki's hard to find. I've been looking all over because I wanted another Suzuki, 125 or 185. I decided to search a different way and get on eBay. And I got on eBay, did a little quick search for LT125 for a part I was looking for, and somehow this came up. And it said all the stuff about California and all that. And I was like, you know what? It's going to be a real pain in the butt to ship this thing from California. But so be it. I'm going to figure it out. I really want it. It was a fair price. It was a great bike. The guy had a good description. He had a 100% rating. Okay, we're going to figure this out. So I click into his bio to go do the bid and all that. He's in South Hill, Virginia. That's less than an hour from here. I mean, meant to be? It's got to be. Like, it's got to be. So I end up getting into a conversation with the guy. He's like, the guy I work with watches your YouTube. He was going to buy a truck from you guys before, and he follows you guys. I didn't even know. Like, y'all have a YouTube channel. I'm like, yeah. And a Facebook and an Instagram and, you know, Tik Tok, and they've all got hundreds of thousands of followers, which is super cool. Thank you guys for that. Y'all put us there. And he said, man, I'm just so thrilled it's going to the right home. He said, I told him a little backstory. And it even came with a little trailer. It's got a little wacky little tow hitch on the back. We got to take that off because that's terrible. but I've already got a spare seat, so we're going to ride this. I'm going to put the other seat on it so we don't tear it up because this thing's only got like one little issue. If you can't appreciate something that's 40 years old being that original and correct, something's wrong. Like the one I've got over there has been beat, turned over, tossed out of trucks. Matter of fact, we didn't even have these car lots. We were down the road at our original car lot, and right in front of these car lots, a car had stopped. And I was going riding north of here, and my straps broke on my trailer. I got 2 stoplights down the road and looked back and realized my four-wheeler wasn't on my trailer. So I came back, and it was sitting right here in the middle of the road where it fell off. Crazy. So anyway, so here's the good part of this story if you're still with us. This is your life lesson. I don't get rid of much. I don't say I'm a hoarder, but I like to keep things. And very fortunate, I've worked hard. I've worked 60, 70, 80, 90 hours a week my whole life and saved and been able to get what I want in most cases. But when I was probably 19 years old, I had to sell that four-wheeler. And I had broke my motor in my truck. And then right behind that, I ended up blowing the rear end out. So everything I was having, I was spending, and I had some savings that I just was determined not to touch. So I had to part with something. So I put a set of tires for sale that I had not really wanted to get rid of, and I put my four-wheeler for sale. On the trading post, on a Tuesday the ad came out, and I sold both of them on that Tuesday. Now I did okay on the four-wheeler. I think I got $1,000 for it. So I made money and rode it and enjoyed it. But, you know, that's good news. But it was gone, and it's gone forever. Like, if you're a follower out there and you remember coming and buying from our original car lot, because I met you there, a four-wheeler, I'll buy it back. The tires, sold. Didn't ever think again about them, really, other than I missed them. Probably 10 years later, I ended up having this excellent customer come along in our lives that became a long-term friend. He actually passed away in a motorsports accident, and not ATV related, but a mud truck. and became a great friend and a long-term customer. And one day he said, JW, I got an old truck I want to sell. And I was like, cool, no problem. I'd love to buy it. And matter of fact, it was just like that truck, but a short bed version. And he said, man, but the tires are super old. He said, matter of fact, I got them from you when you were a kid. And I was like, what? He was like, yeah, I needed tires. I looked in the trading post. You had what I was looking for, and they were a great deal. And I'm like, why have you never told me this story? And he's like, I don't know. I thought you sold trucks and tires. And I was like, yeah, but like, those were mine. Like, those were something I bought with my hard-earned money. And they were Dixie Peck 36 1650 15s, if I remember correctly. And they were a lot of money. And I bought them, put them on my truck, and I ran them for a while until they were too much for the truck. Ended up taking them off and dismounting them, and he bought them. And then 20 maybe years later or something, I guess at that time, I ended up getting the truck, changing the tires and wheels for him. He kept the truck because he liked it after that for a little while, and then I ended up buying it and selling it for him, or buying it and selling it. I think he went to California. Then several years later, he actually unfortunately passed away, and miss him a lot. He was a great dude. He did wonders for us, sent us tons of customers to the shop. He was from the West End. The West End around here's got 10 times more money than us poor guys on this side of the river. So he brought us some very high-end customers. He was like, look, just drop your truck off. They will take care of it. And I remember like it was yesterday, the customers just flooded in here, and we took care of every one of them. And it built the business, built the off-road side of the business huge with those customers. Can't say enough for that. So that thing right there brings back a lot of memories. It will remind you that some things come and some things go. And one day in life, you'll get it back. So I know there's a lot of 20 and 30-year-old guys out there that, you know, you're working hard, you're supporting your girlfriend, or maybe your wife, maybe your kids, and toys have to go. Life will go along, and you'll get them back. And maybe you'll get them back in 100 more, you know. So you never know how things are going to turn out. But that's super special, very special to me. I'm not going to touch it. We're not going to paint anything under it. I'm going to fix the tire, change the oil. It runs. I drove it over here, and that was a blast. That was a flashback. Even though the tire's a little flat, I didn't do a wheelie. I should have, but you know, just very fortunate, guys. And if you're able to hold on to your toys, they will mean something in the future. That 125 over there, I can promise you, a man could offer me $1 million for it, and I would not take it. Like it's just sentimental. It's something that my dad bought. Probably didn't have all the money to buy it back then, but he wanted something to play with his uncles and friends and all. Then it got passed down to me, passed to my brothers. Then it ended up back to me again. And like I told you guys, I want to redo 3 of them, the original one and 2 more, so all my brothers have one. You know, even if we don't ride them, even if we take our kids for a ride, I love jumping on these. My little 2-year-old is beside herself, beyond excited for me to get home and ride on a stupid little 3-wheeler, you know, that's 40 years old. But, you know, they're not the safest thing in the world. We all know that. But, you know, it is what it is. So, life lesson, cool 4-wheeler. I don't know what else to say. I do know being in this ATV, ATC market has been fun, and I'm going to drop a couple names of people that I've had so far, just as a shout out. This old trike, if you like 3-wheelers and stuff, watch his channel. That man is phenomenal. I've never met him in person, but we had a text conversation the other night, and he was pretty blown away at our content and following. He was like, wow, 388,000, so we're at 390, I think, as of this morning. Great guy, down to earth. We text about things. I wasn't trying to bug him. I was just trying to get some advice on a couple things. Binky, great friend. The 12th of this month, he has an open house. If you want to see one of the world's best collections there is, go see Binky. It's a couple bucks to get in, and they got food and everything there on site. Tim Duke, he's kind of like us with trucks. He sells super high-end ATVs and ATCs. I bought some from him. People are like, oh my God, you're crazy. The prices are so high. People say the same thing about us in trucks. You get what you pay for. These trucks sell themselves. Like, we don't have to sell them. They sell themselves. His 4-wheelers and ATVs sell themselves. Travis, I'll probably butcher his last name, so I'm just going to say Travis, and you guys know who I'm talking about. just Claire, maybe, I think is the way it's called. He's a restoration guy, does phenomenal restorations. He actually helped me out on a purchase of quite a few bikes. And a few private people, I'm not gonna put their names out there, but they have had some good collections and put me onto some good collections to purchase. So thank all you guys, because this is where they're going to be. For those that have not seen this yet, where you see that white beam running around, that's gonna be some sort of, I haven't figured it out yet, but an angled shelf running around. So all of them are gonna be slightly at an angle, 45 degrees, starting there and wrapping all the way around. And I wanna put every size, every style, possibly every year in this section. And then of course you've seen them over there. You'll see them in the big building. We can put, we got 35 foot of ceiling height over there, if I remember correctly. So we could put shelf after shelf after shelf after shelf. But when you look in here, you're gonna see square body trucks, classic Fords, old school Broncos, maybe an occasional Land Rover, and then you're gonna have them capped off with three-wheelers. So Christian's smiling like a fox, just ate a chicken. I'm excited too. Christian doesn't even know about three-wheelers, like his dad would know more and relate. But you guys that are out there that are in this era, you know, you guys know. And thanks for the support on the Mickey Thompson stuff yesterday. That video went logistically crazy, not just on our YouTube. It got the regular views there. The shares, thank you guys. Share every video we post. We don't care. The shares on that one have gotten so many views, so many shares. There's already hundreds of thousands of views, and Mickey Thompson has seen every one of them and every comment. Not Mickey Thompson himself, because unfortunately, rest in peace, he's not with us any longer. But the people that need to see it, Mickey Thompson, the wheel division and the truck division have seen it and seen you guys comment. So thanks for the support on that. Thanks for all you guys do to support us. Again, don't forget the merch. We really, truly are losing money to sell that, but it's okay. We love you guys representing us and having the product, and it's good, high end, like, I put it through the ringer and it works still. So get some of that before the price goes up, because unfortunately the price will have to go up. And a couple more giveaways to come. So thanks guys, appreciate it a whole lot. Actually, you know what? Let's do it now. I feel good. This video has brought me back. I'm very blessed, very, very blessed to have the family I have and what we do have in life. If you've been with us and you're still here, comment ATV at trucks@davisautosales.com. Just go to trucks@davisautosales.com and comment ATV or ATC. We'll figure out which one you got more following of. That's all I need you to do. You watch to the end, we know, because you wouldn't have any way to know how to do this. Trucks@davisautosales.com. You'll get into a thing. We're going to do another cup, some more, koozies, hoodies, shirts, whatever. Christian will put you together a care package. He'll email you and get your sizes. We'll get that stuff out to you immediately. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it as always. Davis Drives, Davis Auto Sales, and Davis Off-Road in Richmond, Virginia.